advance to improve your case. Right. So the first thing I'm going to talk about, hi, everybody on Facebook, hi, everybody on Twitch, everybody who's watching me. I'm on Instagram on my cell phone, so I'm managing both screens. But what I think is worth watching, or think what is worth noting for your O1 journey, is to start early. It's to start early, number one, and find an attorney that really understands the work that you're doing. So I'll give you an example of a strategy session that I had for somebody at the RFE level. And unfortunately, I couldn't really do anything for them because it was so late in the game. So this person was recommended by a client of ours who had gotten approved through us. So approved without an RFE. For those of you who have followed my videos in the past, you will know that people who work in theater, people who work in music, people who work in dance, those are the folks that tend to get a lot of RFEs, right? Unfortunately, it's just the lay of the land. USCIS is just that way when it comes to these types of professions that are a little bit more volatile. But this person came to me at the RFE stage, kind of explained what happened with the other attorney. And what was the red flag in this case was she had started the process so late. And because she had started the process so late, she was kind of stuck with choosing whichever attorney was available to work with her. So she wasn't really in control of her situation, right? She was forced to take any attorney, experienced or not. And this person, when I reviewed the petition, was not experienced in O1s, kind of forced to take anybody that was, that had free time. So you don't want to start your O1 late in the game. You want to make sure that you're making an investment in yourself, that you're doing a consultation, whether it's paid or unpaid or talking to friends, however it is you want to approach your journey, that you're doing a consultation at the beginning of your OPT journey. Because mistake number two is people will waste their OPT time. OPT time is a really great way for you to do as much work as possible, right? I always say go big or go home. I always say fail faster. And I always say don't say no. You are not at the stage in your career, especially at the OPT stage, where you can say no to different opportunities, especially since those opportunities can be analyzed by an attorney to see if it is something that is used or can be used for your O1 petition. So first mistake is don't start late. Take control of your time, make an investment in yourself, and go and meet with an attorney to figure out what is the lay of the land and how you can navigate your O1 journey. Number two, when you're meeting with your attorney, make sure that you're asking questions with regards to what to do, right? Not all opportunities are treated equally, but don't let that dissuade you, because I always tell my clients, you should not be self-screening, right? It should be the attorney, whether it's me or whoever you choose to work with, that is analyzing the different artistic achievements, because I will oftentimes see things that my clients don't see. And this is the benefit of working with an attorney that previously worked in film and TV, that previously worked in theater for over 10 years in New York City. There are things that I will see that I know are applicable to the law and to the case that you might not see because of different perspectives. And that's totally normal. That is the exact reason why you're hiring an attorney, to get the strategy that you cannot see right off the bat. So first mistake is starting late. Second mistake is not being strategic with your time, right? What I mean strategic with your time, I mean like try to figure out the different things that you can do to increase, I say this all the time, increase your professional profile, right? There are many things that you can do that are adjacent to your principal your principal artistic discipline. So for example, I have a client who's a voiceover actor. So acting in different film and TV projects, but also does workshops. Those workshops are sold out, right? I can use the sold out workshops to prove commercial success. So there are different ways to utilize your different work opportunities to make, number one, a strong O1 case, but number two, also elevate your professional profile in the field. Why wouldn't you want to do that? Why wouldn't you want to be as experienced as possible? Why don't you want to fall in love with your artistic discipline and do as much work as possible? That's how I feel about our law firm, and that's how I feel about the law and the arts, and combining those things to create successful cases for our clients. Fall in love. Right? Fall in love with your work. And falling in love requires you to be creative, not only creative like on the stage or behind the scenes, but creative in your strategy and your approach to your work. So first mistake is don't start late. Second mistake is be strategic. And number three is surround yourself with a good group of people, whether that is a strong legal team, a strong business team, people who are like-minded and want to do work the way you want to do work. Make sure that you're in that environment where you can facilitate your growth. The number one thing that clients will always say to me, and it's going to happen for the rest of my life, is that, oh, my friend did this, or my friend said this. And oftentimes when it comes to the law, unfortunately, your friend is wrong. I know that's a tough pill to swallow because we kind of like to think that our friends are always right and doing the best thing for us. But there's no licensed attorney who is following the rules of ethics who's going to be like, yeah, your friend is right. Yeah, let's follow what your friend did. I mean, that's not why you're paying an attorney. That's not why you're developing strategy with a licensed professional. Again, hard pill to swallow, because I think a lot of the times we see power in numbers. We have the mentality of like, oh yeah, my friend did it, so it's definitely going to work for me. Instead of taking the hard pill and saying, you know what, each case is unique. Each case is different. And unfortunately, the individual reviewing my case is different as well. So what worked for your friend is not going to work for you, or may work for you or may not work for you. Unfortunately, the lawyer, the attorney, does not have a crystal ball to kind of figure that out. Think of it like skincare. And I'll give you an example. There's this fabulous woman on TikTok who has this technique of like oiling your face, right? Just, using oil to like get better skin. And it's great. It's worked for so many people. Well, guess what? I tried it and I broke out. Not only did I break out, but I got those like horrible pimples like under your skin that are like gross to look at, and even more gross to have on your skin. And I'd like pop them like that. Literally, I was just like popping my pimples, which is also equally disgusting. But it didn't work for me. This is a technique that has made her famous. She has trademarked her business name. She has done a bunch of different stuff and has worked for many people. It did not work for me. And that's kind of how the law works, right? Sometimes it might work for you, right? If you copy a strategy, other times it might not, and that's okay. The way to counteract that and to anticipate that is to develop a winning strategy that is unique to you. So my 3 mistakes that I'm hoping you will not make on your journey, because this benefits you, is don't start late in the game, be strategic with your time, and don't rely on what your friends have done. It might have worked for your friends, and that's fantastic, and I'm happy for your friends, but it might not work for you, and that's totally okay. You can anticipate that by having strong legal strategy for your case, right? You don't want to do a copy and paste type of job, right? If copy and paste worked, then everybody would do it. And there would be no need for legal strategy. So those are my 3 O-1 mistakes that I don't want you to make on your O-1 journey. And I will be back later this afternoon to talk to you about business, to talk about why business is so important for scaling your artistry, for scaling your brand. For those of you who don't know, I work a lot with content creators, nano creators, coaches, and consultants to help scale their brand. So basically taking an idea and then making it bigger so that you can make money, monetize your artistry, and have a fulfilling business life and business career. So I'll talk about that later today. I have back-to-back consultations, so I won't be able to talk right away, but I'll be back sometime in this afternoon. But I'm going to come back and keep talking to everybody and to keep having these discussions. I know that I got a little bit busy over the last couple of months, but I will be back because spring is coming. And when spring is coming, there's lots of new changes that are emerging, and I want to be part of those changes, and I want to bring you on that journey with me. For those of you who are located in New York City, I will be at the Small Business Expo this week, and I would love to meet with you and talk to you in person, talk to you about trademarking your business name or your logo, talk to you about business, the top mistakes that I see clients making before they come to me and how we fix that for them. So if you're going to be at the Small Business Expo this week at the Javits Center, I want to talk to you. And if you're not going to be there, send me an email, send me a message, and maybe we can have a different conversation. So it's nice seeing everybody. I will be back later today. Sorry for the mess in our office, but as I said, May is coming, lots of changes, and part of our changes is our new office. Bye, everybody.